Hustlers, everyone, is now in theaters and is about strippers as they are getting very wealthy. And then all of a sudden, the 2008 recession occurs. And this affects the house market, it affects Wall Street, which in turn means all those people that work on Wall Street are no longer really going to the strip clubs. So these bunch of women at this strip club, they must somehow hustle their way to making thousands upon thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars. The premise interested me. I'm not gonna lie. I know it's based on a true story, but based on the trailer and what the film was about, it really did interest me. I know a lot of people that would be like, "Oh, that's appalling," but this is real life. This is the type of situation that it happens, unfortunately. But it also left a lot of room, in my opinion, for insight. And I think the film does kind of capitalize on that because this is a movie that does kind of bring to mind the old saying of like, not everyone's rich, and there are a lot of people that do have to hustle throughout their entire life, and these characters do that. I mean, I'm not saying that they were right, but you do understand where they're coming from, and I think that this movie does a good job of getting us as the audience to understand why they do what they do, for the most part. And the cast is up for it. I mean, Constance Wu, she was in Crazy Rich Asians, which I wasn't the biggest fan of. I thought it was just okay, but her performance in this is even better. Jennifer Lopez, scene stealer, scenes. I mean, she's good. And it's funny because I've only really seen like one or two of her movies and never really thought much of her as an actress, not going to lie. But she was good in this movie, I will say. I think it's one of those things where her opening scene, I was telling my girlfriend this, I think it would be hilarious if that was the opening scene, like, utilized at the Oscars, like when she gets nominated for Best Supporting Actress. Because even though I might kind of say that I don't think she's Best Supporting Actress, like, worthy, I think she probably will get a nomination. And I think it would just be hilarious if her opening scene was what was in her reel for Best Supporting Actress. I don't know. I thought it was funny. And you'll know it when you see it based on the movie. I also like the sound design in the movie. The sound design, there are scenes where it sounds very muffled, like, it's just very muffled. And it makes sense during the scene because there are certain scenes where characters, it's either hard to hear or they're either on drugs, and it makes sense. It really does enhance the experience. Also, I want to give a shout out to the stylistic choices because this movie is very much like Goodfellas, but it's done in a way where it pays homage to Goodfellas in certain scenes with the way it's shot, but it also makes it its own, if that makes sense, because of the color palette. The color palette's a lot different than Goodfellas, like a lot different, and I think that's why it stands out on its own in terms of cinematography. The soundtrack and score were also good for the most part. Not memorable, not gonna lie, not memorable at all, but it's passable, and that's why I'm fine with it. But besides all that, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't a huge fan of this movie. I didn't hate it. Just throwing it out there, I didn't hate it. Like, I do think that this movie is worth watching for all those merits, as well as the diverse cast. Just throwing it out there because some people might want to know. I think that the diverse cast was really good for the most part. But this is the first thing I just want to say is, and keep in mind, I really don't pay attention to music, but Cardi B's performance in this movie was not good at all. In fact, I was so glad that she was only in the movie for like 10 minutes because during her 10 minutes of footage, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. This is terrible. I don't know if it's the way she delivered the dialogue or the way she sounds or the way she just went about everything. It just really made me cringe inside. Also, I think that this movie really does fall apart as it goes along. Like, the first 15 minutes or so, it's a little bit bumpy. And then as it's progressing, it gets better. And then the second act going into the third act, it kind of got all fast and furious on me. And I wanted to, like, throw up. Because, yes, I gave Hobbs and Shaw a 3 out of 5 star rating. But most Fast and Furious movies, I give a lot lower of a rating than that. And it just comes down to, I think that the whole family-centered sentimentality really doesn't work for me for the most part. In this movie, it falls into that as well. Like, I don't know. It just does that a lot as it's going into the third act. And even in the third act, these characters do things that, in my opinion, were, like, really stupid. I mean, and I don't like saying that because I'm not one of those people where it's like, oh, I would have done a lot differently. And But I think that there are just certain situations that characters go about things. It's kind of like, really? And I don't know. I haven't read the article, so I don't know if this is 100% accurate. And I would love if someone wrote something in the comment section down below about, oh yeah, Chad, this is like 90% accurate. And then I'll be like, oh, okay. But there's just certain things that happen at the end, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if that actually happened. It just kind of feels a little bit too glamorized. And I think that's just it. Towards the end of the movie, instead of it feeling very natural, the movie begins to feel either glamorized or that it's just stuffing a bunch of information to get the film over with. Because that's the thing, the movie kind of felt rushed a bit. Like, it took its time during certain scenes, and then it felt very rushed in other scenes. And I get it, it's done by a director who hasn't done much. I'm pretty sure it's her first movie. But I just kind of felt like this movie was a bit of a mess. I respect the cast, I really do, for the most part, besides Cardi B's performance. But I really do kind of wish that the story was more enriched. Like, I felt like there was a lot of missed opportunities with diving deeper into the messages of that feeling of, not having much and wanting to get a lot. And then when you finally have a lot, being overwhelmed by it. Like, I kind of do wish that they focused a lot more on that, and they didn't, unfortunately. And again, I know it sounds like, oh, well, Chad, that movie, it's not what you want to be. And it's like, yes, I get it. But, like, if I see a missed opportunity, I'm going to call a film out on it, in my opinion, at least. And that's why, for me, Hustlers, I know that a lot of people are going to like this. And I respect it. Like, if this movie does really well at the box office and everyone loves it, I'm fine with that. Because, yes, I personally think it's an okay movie, but with what it's doing and with what it's showcasing and with it bringing people to the theaters, if it does, I'll be happy about it. Because I think a movie like this that shows female empowerment, even though it is in a situation that, not exactly the best of things, it's still something that is really cool and it's refreshing. I know a lot of people are saying, like, oh, it's feeling oversaturated in media. But you know what? Men have been saturating the media for, 100 years now? I feel as though it's completely okay if it's happening with women now too, where they're getting a lot of movies too. And having an all-female cast pretty much, it's pretty awesome. And that's why, for me personally, you know what? For all its flaws, Hustlers, I'll be giving it a 3 out of 5 star rating, which, for those like a hot sauce rating, gets to go old Frank's hot sauce. Look, you might not agree with my, my rating or how I think this movie's just okay, but I think we can all agree that it's going to be interesting to see that this movie pick up a couple Oscar nominations, because I never would have thought that this would be an Oscar contender when I saw the trailer. I wouldn't have. I thought it was just going to be an entertaining movie, and yes, it fell short for me in many categories, but holy cow, it's great to see that people are being very receptive of this movie. So, guys, Hustlers, I know I'll probably be in the minority, which is okay. What are your thoughts on this movie? Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on if you liked it or not, and dive deep into it. My review, I wasn't very insightful with it, because I feel like this is a story that not many people probably know about, even if it is kind of predictable. So I was kind of vague. So if you guys have any questions though about why I gave it a 3 out of 5, or why I had certain opinions about certain things that happen, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, or just ask away. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.